Space is changing the lives of many people. Dan fans are already in the audience for the general staff. The expansion of the depth of the celebration. The first is the development of the internet, and the progress of others like Murray Walson. This is the golden piece of the 25-26 season. Looking upwards, the team is clearly stronger than most of the season. The reality is that the team has collapsed in the regular season. The game is a rematch of the first half of the season. The wind is still blowing. The story of the Dogs' failure to play the cup. I have already shown videos about Harley before. I didn't think of Game 4. The two main forces were wounded by the enemy. The game is still slow and good. The attack was not even stronger. The last time I saw the video was in the video. The golden bars of this season are obviously disappointing. They want more this summer. The problem of contracts is more serious. For example, whether Walson is engaged. The current framework. The question is whether to continue. The most important thing is that we should be able to do this. You may have Gidge. The question is whether we can continue to have more. What is it? The results of the gold medal final were just as bad as the results of the gold medal final. Next stop in Abu Dhabi. What will happen? Today, let's talk about this. The first is the Buddhist religion. The first is the following. Let's talk about it first. Golden Wolves in Game 4 of the series. The series is set in the same universe as the original series. The gold is 1-2. This war has already been won. They were in the win. If a 1-3 decision is made online, this is a difficult case to resolve. I didn't think about it. The contest started in January. The sign of the Eternal Buddha. The opening ceremony was at 1:19 p.m. The wolf is the main character in the TV series. In the case of the attack, the police were unable to respond. If you look closely at the re-release, the young man's legs were slightly shaken. The whip of today should be judged by everyone. He is a farmer and a breaker. The contest is not over. SM reported that DTV is also working on the race and the payoff. But this is not over yet. Before the end of the second section, the wolf is also in the same situation as his grandfather Edward. He was in a defensive landing at the Peace Corps. Knee contractions are exaggerated. The city was later rebuilt in the village of Calling. The contest was cancelled immediately. The report was published by SM. Edwards will be away for weeks. He has been a part of the team since the last few games. The war has always been a battle of wrath. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get the job done. The video shows a late night and a painful. The news is that the media is not interested in the news. The next race is likely to be affected. The overall layout of the wolf. But stand up as soon as possible. This is a great opportunity to spend the whole day. The main forces are coming in and out. The two main powers are facing a lack of opponents. The only thing that is going to stop the war is the war. The first time I saw a video of a man who was a Buddhist, I was surprised to learn that he was a Buddhist. The first time I saw the video was in the video. The whole series is a pilot. I'm going to be here for you. The following is a list of the most common types of. After the half match, they also lead by 4 points. The third part, they are the most advanced, with 7 points. But the government is not. The last half of the stage, they seem to suddenly stop playing. The attackers were continuously blown out of the top spot. The defense ends. They are all collapsing. Random flooding of several times. The attack was successful. Raid delivered a 2-point shot of 8x6. The most exaggerated of all is Dasumu. He replaced the First World War. Lai Lai is alive. I have plenty of time and a ball dog. The last 42 minutes of the fight. The results of the survey were. Red is 43 points. The first is the Fireflowers. The 13th law of the game. I'm going to tell you about the future of the pre-war analysis. The natural world could be factor of the Golden Wolf series. I didn't think about it. This is the way it is finally achieved. I don't know if it's going to work. Or crying. But Buddha never broke the score emoji. The gap is growing. The last time they were able to return was in the morning. I don't think I've ever thought of that. I'm not sure what I'm doing. The two couples are still showing up in the open. The problem is that the internet is a waste of time. Jadon, who was about to get down to the front of the field, took a blank blue. Abu Dhabi is flying back to half of the stadium. The story of the battle between Jadon and the police. The two couples then joined the group. The country is in a state of emergency. Aoi and Jadon were eventually deported. If only this one round. The first is the greatest day of the world. Jadon really shouldn't be in the blue. The NBA rules should be followed. The military has been in a state of emergency. But once in a while, the couple is willing. The Wolves won the race. The first time I saw this was in the middle of the night. Jadon has not kept his joy and his emotions in check. The blue one is up. It's understandable that this is happening. The first is the attitude of the people of Ethiopia. In the words of many fans, he is the first person to have ever been killed in a plane crash. It's faster than ever before. I'm not sure what I'm doing. He is the one who is fighting for the world. This is a great opportunity. I'm not sure what I'm saying. This is the kind of person who is a big fan of the internet. The so-called non-speech. The first is the sports. The people who knew him were more provocative. People who don't know him. The clouds are human-like. In essence, it is. He is a great winner. This is a shameful thing to say. The first is that the people are not happy. Even the common people who break the wall. The game is set to be released in 2021. He was a victim of the crackdown. The country is divided twice. The team was eventually eliminated. The series is about that. He even made a mistake and was disadvantaged. The game was played in a similar manner to Game 4. The first time I saw the video was in the video. The world is full of people. The conflict has been resolved. He also reviewed himself. The series was a disappointment. The series is about that. We have a few more words. The main measurements are in both directions of tactics. This is possible for wolves. The first is the age of efficiency. The first bubble was completely blown out. The wolf and the inside box were supposed to be the team's offensive base. But the truth is, this is a race. They are at this level. It will be serious. The result is that the country is not a democracy. The team pushed hard for early and third points. The company is also looking to increase production. The first race, the opposition did not use targeted defense. The first is the bush. The first third of the hits were from Singapore. The first is the memory contest. The police are trying to stop the attackers from getting into the city. They were immediately on the scene. The first time I saw the video was in the video. The first is the stop the fight. The first is the ball of the world. He is a runner. The first is the payment of the debt. Some of the most bizarre mistakes in the game. I believe that there are numbers in everyone's minds. This is why we are here. The first attack was carried out by Abu Sayyid. The game is in the middle of the main event. The box. The first is that the country has a lot of talent, and the second is that it has a lot of talent. The worst fad in history. The other side is the Book of Lishti of monotheism. The first is that the military is not a threat to the security of the country. The first time I saw a man who was a big fan of the game, I was surprised. The video was shot in the background. The book is a collection of potions with a face-to-face with the author. They are not defending themselves. The report also highlights the importance of the country's economic development. They didn't even attack. As mentioned earlier, the overall performance of this year's memorial race as soon as possible. This is a disappointing thing. The final season, fans are saying that the big deal for NP is dissolve. The number of people who are suffering from obesity is increasing. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get back to the studio. The top teams in the world competed in the event of a gap. I didn't think about it. The team has been in a bad mood all season. I'm telling you a bad news at this point. Starting this summer, the government has already announced that the government will be shutting down the payroll as soon as possible. The two top stars of Ali and Mary are not much to say. The two of them agreed to leave the next season. The space is 110 million. AD's pay agreement comes into effect. The next payroll is $32 million. The number of people who have been killed in the past decade has increased. Naji and more than 30 million guarantees are still in place. The number of people who are suffering from this disease is about 1.25 billion. It will be coming into force soon. The report also shows that the number of people in the country is increasing. The total salary of the next season is more than first apron. The decision will be made on the board. The first drug to be administered. The second is to limit wages under second apron. This is the way it is. It's harder than ever to get out. What is the meaning of this? The results of the recent final were generally positive. GHJ, the former owner of the tournament, has been in the game for several years. BB and other star players. I'm not going to stay here. I'm tired of this. The video shows that the fans are already starting to feel headaches. But don't forget the middle-level problems. I really want to renew the issue. The first is that the government has not yet approved the new contract. Why did the White House let him go? This is something management needs to think about. What's up as a blog post? This is not a good time to talk about this. One was talking about free agents before. It's just that we've been talking about it. The other side is, the big lights are not on him for a while. I've decided to add more content. The most important thing is to give to the person who deserves it most. Nikola Jokic is a writer. He is 31 years old and has just celebrated his 31st birthday. Shaq, who is a super stroke forward, he was 31 when he hit a 3-year-old spade. The series that ended the Interdynasty series. From now on, he was a bit of a jerk. The general election of 2004. The last time I saw them was when they were abandoned. The fireworks took place during the 4th shutdown. He has been transformed into a pure double-headed man. He is the deputy of the WWE. We all know many stroke players of the same size. The first time I saw a video of a woman in her 30s, I was a teenager. The lack of time is a decline. In previous videos, I'm tired of it. Afi was injured in the regular race. The country is facing a reversal of the trend. Now we really need to talk about this topic seriously. The story is told through the eyes of a young girl named Afi. He may have a chance in the summer. With his own intelligent brains, he is a powerful force in the world. The first is the sweetness of the world. Changing your own ways. The first is to get used to it. The first is to create a different logic and solution. But once he really could not turn back the wind. He is a member of the National Association of Realtors. The first is to make plans. The Afi deal was a viable option at the time. Mary has played the best season of The Voice boot. The first is the Grey Wolf attack. The first is that the government is not able to do anything like SGA or look because of the lack of resources. The contest is haunted by a leg injury, almost becoming a glassman. The next step is to add a drop in the APE. The first is the Band of the Dead. The government has not yet approved the release of the new data. The three of them. The biggest deal is obviously AFI. The horse was injured. After the experience of the competition, there is no reason to manage. The government has not raised the minds of Afis. The first is the story of the life of a young girl. If he wants a second shot, the government has been trying to get rid of the monopoly. The first is that the world is not a big star, but a big star. More people are available. The team is more competitive. The first time he was in the country, he was in the country. It's like Shaq going to the Heat. I think it is a good idea. The first is that the government is not going to be able to do anything. The first is suddenly. The momentum of the Eastern European duo is suddenly building. If the LBJ refuses to sign, A2 has been diagnosed with autism. You're saying you can bring in the Afis. The second is the Warriors. AFI is a natural way to spread the word. The Warriors are looking for help for Carrie and the brains of the Warriors. Since my mother and brother chose me. If you want to be a good friend, you can choose. The answer is, if the Warriors are willing to speak, they can sign. Buddhists who lack the right to vote. The first is that the country is not a country. The third is Seljuk. The team currently lacks a reliable stroke. This could even happen in the post-race period. The death of a human being. If there is a chance to get AFI. If you don't want to pay for a double carbon flower, you can pay for a double carbon flower. This is a good idea. Of course, many fans have said that they are not happy. If he could consider going to Malaya. The first 2 towers of the alliance are being built with outside pressure. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do it. This is a complete list. But objectively, Afi's contract compared to Man's senior staff, it's too big. The first is that the company is not a major player in the global market. The Chinese government has been trying to get the country to move forward with the war. The problem is not obvious. Last year's edition, Afibai has the opportunity to date ahead of time. The government has denied the request. This is understandable. If you go out this summer, he gets one as much as he can. The contract is worth $380 million over 5 years. But for now, we're seeing, he was dropped. The question is whether the agreement can be renewed. The first is that the country is not a country. His sadly 28-year contract expires. The last match was with the players. He is a free agent after 27 years. Maybe this summer he'll be traded. The first is the fire. 3 camps of gold blocks of coffee and new things. The first is that the city of Athens is not open to Buddhism. The real shaking? What did he think? I think only God knows.